You are now tuned into Tune Vision. The look of music.
How you doing this morning?
Doing great, doing great.
Yeah, man. Well, to start it off, I can give you an introduction, man. I know you've been in the game for almost 20 years. You
Yes.
got songs with Too Short, Obi Trice, Killer Mike. You know, you're more of a music producer, and I know the world didn't change. So just give us a heads up of what you got going on right now before we get started.
Well, my name is Extraordinaire. My government name Walter Lee. I hail from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Been in the production game good 20 years. Um, and I studied at Middle Tennessee State University, where I got to be around a lot of other artists and engineers and producers, and kind of learn the game from there. And that's crazy because when I did go, it was a different game. We learned about not only like recording on analog tape, but we were
Mm-hmm.
like selling music out of our trunk. Whereas now it's internet, streaming, and all that stuff. So I've been blessed to kind of see the game change a lot. As far as how music is getting out there to people, and that's been a journey because I learned so much that not that I mean it's stuff that I need, what you always need, but a lot of people don't even have to know it now, so it's great that I can kind of see it from both aspects, both ends, and then all the in between things that go along with that.
Definitely, man. I feel like a lot of, like you were saying, with that, I feel like a lot of the newer generation now take that for granted. And with you
Yeah.
seeing the transition from, street teams to, flyers and word of mouth to now social media, what's something that you've had to do to, change your game up? And what's something that you can take away from the transition that you've seen?
Well, I remember like when people started getting taking advantage of blogs and all that stuff, and not really not jumping on it as fast as I should. But what was great about seeing that initially, well, what I say what was interesting, you know, a lot of us that came from the street game were like, oh, this is gonna make it easier. Um, but as time became, as time has gone on, now it's the entrance is a lot easier. So now you have to fight for a lot more ears. Whereas back then, if you put the money behind it and the footwork and got out there and exposed it, that grassroots way, you're gonna stand out among everything. But it's a challenge. It's different. I like it though because now it's really about the music, and it's a lot easier to be independent. Your startup is even though you still need to invest, the investment. Whereas I was the company I was with, we were spending for CDs, 12 inches, posters, and some of those things are still needed, but now you allocate that money towards things that are more accessible to people. So it's been great. When I say great, I mean it's just been great to see those transitions and those different ways that people have begun to make the most out of this music industry.
Yeah, man, and I feel like it's kind of a lost art. A lot of the old school cats, they definitely had the charisma,
Hmm.
Whereas artists now, you may not necessarily need that charisma because all your releases are going to be online. So,
Exactly.
what's something that you miss about, making your artist runs, your pop ups, your appearances? Do you miss anything about that? Hanging out with you were around when the video vixens was around. So give us some
Exactly.
insights on that. How's it
So
different?
so I had some great experiences just being out on the road. And don't get me wrong, we because of the pandemic, it's kind of slowed me down as far as getting out and being out on the road interacting with people. But back before we had the the excess of the internet to really get the sound out. I would enjoy going out and doing the, signing posters in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Going to these different radio stations and meeting and greeting and doing all that stuff. Um, Now a lot of the networking is, for better or for worse, is the internet. I miss going to these conferences and different things like that and meeting people. They still exist, but uh, like lately, it's been a lot harder, especially these past 2 years. But I think the great thing about back then was it was just like you didn't have you could do a lot of things and nobody would know about it. I'll put it
Mm-hmm.
to you like that. Uh, so
You didn't have to worry
people.
about no TMZ or no
Exactly.
paparazzi necessarily,
Cameras,
or somebody
everything's
with their
got a
cell
camera
phone
now.
on the side.
Yeah, everything's got a camera now. I'm in a group still, but been doing solo stuff called Black Folking, and we opened and toured with Ying twins. So that was an experience. Um, because those guys were wild,
Yeah, those some wild boys. They still
They're
wild.
they still wild, exactly. So, to be out on the road with them and see how the crowd reacts to them, and being just being in that vantage point to see exactly how people get down. It's like, okay, yeah, this is crazy. So, and I think it's a lot of stuff that wouldn't fly in 2022 that did in the 2000s.
For
So
sure, for sure. Can you remember your first rap groupie?
yeah. Are we gonna go there? Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about one. So I was watching. They got a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie,
On
and it
Netflix.
reminded me of one a groupie that I had.
Texas Chainsaw.
We ended up watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I'm thinking this is just a regular date, but it just ended up being something different. And I didn't have any complaints, but so I was reminiscing about that as I watched this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was just That's just funny that you mentioned that, but it's weird that it's a weird thing because I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
uh, especially when things are going good, and you get some different, women and different attention and different things like that. I it's weird. It's hard for me to speak about it because but I guess amongst friends,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it
this
can,
is this is a safe place. It's a
yeah.
safe place.
So it can it definitely went down. It definitely went down, and it's crazy when I would talk to other artists, that were we were on the same level trying to do things, and like, yeah, oh yeah,
Hmm.
now I'm with this girl. And so it's a weird thing for me because I feel like I'm just still me, making music and doing that. But when you kind of notice those things, you're like, oh, okay. And what I always, and I'm gonna tell you something, like I would meet a girl and just to kind of see where their head is at.
Hmm.
I won't be that cool dude. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be, I'll just try to see where their head is at. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll it's been a lot of women that'll be like, "Oh, you the guy in the video," or something like that, and I'm like, I'm just, that's fantasy. You know what I mean? It's just, just keeping it real. That's just fantasy.
Yeah,
And
you ever get mistaken for Music Soul Child?
yeah, so
Hmm.
definitely Monday, Tuesday, I got jokes for that for the
Uh-huh.
verses. So and then when it was a while when I wore my hair a little bit longer, so they called me what was the Never Scared. They called me a mix of Never Scared. What's his name?
Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher. Yeah, they called me. And they had a name. They mixed Bone Crusher and Music Soul Child or something. So yeah, I've definitely got that. Just to say the
But
least.
you the
Yes, I've
Soul
got it.
Crusher.
Soul Crusher. That's what it was. Thank you. You remembered it better than me. Yeah, Soul Crusher. They used to call me Soul Crusher. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man. That was
crazy. Yeah.
probably your beginning days with black folk. Incorporated, man. Tell me a little bit how y'all started. And I know your other half of that brick, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Just tell us a
Yeah.
little story about how that transitions you in your music career.
So we started out. I was a little bit younger, and I had a homeboy that was in high school that rode the same bus, and he was rapping. So I'm like, I'm gonna get in. So I was like what? I'll be the hype man, And so from there, I'm trying to just get in where I fit in. So I went from being the hype man to producing tracks, and then just being a equal partner in the group. And we opened and did shows, different things like that. I went off to school, and then we just decided, okay, let's do something that's going to be a little bit um, stand out. Something that's going to stand out. Some, in a group that from back in the days that stood out was NWA. So we said, let's be the answer to that. Let's be Black Folk Inc. So we decided to do that. Put out some great music, some great projects, and that just led to a lot of different things where I could get production out to different people. Um, that first project, we got to link up with um, David Banner through other people that heard our music, and got to meet him, and he got to know about us, and it was just an experience that I don't think you could get anymore because it was organic.
Definitely, man.
Uh,
What was the group? Natty Strong?
the name of the album was Natty Strong, and
Okay.
we were part of a larger crew called the Unit,
Mm,
and that consisted of us, a group called Native Species, as well as a group called P Dub, who went on to become a group called Piney Woods that had one of my partners, Brick, in it, um, and so Brick in his group Piney Woods, they were really on the verge of taking off. They had a song with 50 Cent, The Game, Lil Wayne, and he came home one weekend, and the streets got him. Uh,
mm.
and that, I was at a kind of a point where I was like, should I just stick to producing? Should I just, do that? And I think his death, as well as some other people that were pushing me at that time when I was kind of at a crossroads, it pushed me a lot harder to go harder with this music. And it just made me a lot more relentless because I know people that actually were living and dying for it. So it means a lot more when I'm able to be around the music because I'm doing it based off of their legacy and the things that they did to get to where they're going, and I'm just trying to finish the journey for them.
Definitely, man. Kind
Yeah,
of use it as a sense of therapy for yourself and
exactly.
others.
That's a big part of it. That's definitely a big part of it.
Yeah, man. Definitely the people you came up with definitely influences your music. Tell me a little bit. You say you went into producing. Now, were you a beat maker or were you a producer?
I like to say I'm more of a producer, and I'm glad that you kind of designated that there is a difference. I am a beat maker, but you know, I want to make the song as much as it's the best that it can be.
Mm,
So it's one thing to have a beat, but it's been a lot of times that I've given people beats and I get the song back and I'm like, you should have did this, this and this and this, you know. And so I want to help bring the best out of the person in the song, and if I give them the beat, I want to, if I need to reformat it, I want to be able to reformat it. If I hear something, if I want to add some good, I want to add some guitars, some horns, or anything to just take it over the top and make it even better. For example, that's where I want to come in and do that and make the song something special. So I deem myself more of a producer in that
yeah, kind of
aspect.
set the vibe in the studio, make
Yeah,
sure everybody on point.
exactly.
Yeah, man. And speaking of the studio, man, I know you got a little team together. What happened to Circa 94 Beats?
Exactly. So and I say that I'm glad you brought that up because when I was in that mode, I was more of a producer. Even though I was making beats,
Mm,
we were putting a lot of compilation projects out. So I would reach out to different artists. And let me just stop and say this: Circuit 94 Beats is a production crew. It consists of me and some people that I went to MTSU with, as well as my partner Bilo Brown from Black Folk Inc. And it was a way to express ourselves doing just more hip hop beats. It's as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to more of the popular music, the trap music or whatever. It just gave us another avenue to market a different brand. So anyway, we were doing those projects, and I would make beats, and the other parties would make beats, and we would combine to make different beats together. But I felt as a producer, I would bring in, if we needed songwriters, if we needed other verses, if we needed accompaniment, instrumental, I would come in and pull that stuff together. And that was like the best experience for me as far as making music, because um, I got to really be, put the puzzle together. That's the biggest part for me. It's like a puzzle making music. For me, it's just like, okay, what piece goes here? What goes here? Okay, let me take this out. Let me add this. And that's just as fun as marketing and promoting it, performing it, I would say. I just really
Definitely.
love just putting those pieces together. So Circuit 94 was, and still is, a good outlet for me to do that.
Yeah, man. I like what you said. It's kind of like a puzzle, and you're
Yeah,
kind of bridging the gap between
yeah,
the older cats and the new generation right now.
yeah.
So tell me about the project Bread and Butter.
So I was in a place where I didn't know what I wanted to do. I've been doing the Circuit 94 projects, and we were doing different projects. Maybe one was more hardcore. Then we might have something that might be for the ladies, And we were just trying to show our different angles of our production style. I had a lot of music that was more one geared toward that audience, and I felt that I had a song that I was sitting on with Killer Mike. I had a song that I was sitting on with
What you
Project
said.
Pat. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I need to go ahead and get this stuff out, and it gave me the license to go ahead and do solo projects as Extraordinaire. So when I first started doing Bread and Butter, it was more, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it like the Chronic, where I might rap on it, but I'm gonna have people featured on it. And what I realized was, in order for me to promote it and perform, I'm gonna have to be front and center. So it morphed into more of a solo project, and I'm proud of it. It did good for me, and I love a lot of the music on there. That's really, um, it just had a lot of balance of, well, a lot of, when I say balance, I mean it had a lot of different vibes that I like to go into. So I was very proud of how that came out, and I got to work with my partner DJ Wally Sparks. He was and still is in good with Big Crit, his DJ, and he's been a friend of mine for a while. So it
And
was
you
good.
knew Big Crit before he popped, right?
Yeah, so
Hmm.
that's the crazy thing. And yeah, a lot of I'm surprised you know a lot of this stuff. Yeah, we met when we were we actually opened for Ying Yang Twins in Meridian,
Hmm.
and he actually opened for us, because we were the uh the act right before Yin Yang came out. So we got to meet and talk, and he gave me his mixtape, and we talked. We said we're gonna link up. I got his number and all that stuff. And then about a year later, not even that, maybe 6 months, Wiley was like, "Yeah, you ever heard of Big Crash?" I was like, "Yeah, I just met him in Meridian." So it was just crazy. And he championed him on, and he was telling me about how the blogs and all. So it was awesome to see him. Because the last time I saw him was, he was like, "Yeah, man, I wish I could stay for your show, but I got to go to work." To now he's putting in work. So that was a beautiful thing to see, man. And he's just, man, I'm proud of dude. He's dope as hell. Uh,
Definitely, man. You
man,
came a
he's a
long
I
way.
mean, he's a legend now at this point. So I'm glad that I got to witness that and got to meet him and vibe and just uh, I never got to do a song that like I hit him up. I was like, yeah, this is me. Don't forget me. And then next thing you know, he took off. So it's just like I feel crazy that I didn't do it before. So, but I know it's gonna happen eventually. So our paths will cross again. So, but man,
Definitely, man. You got
Chris,
this new
legend.
rollout.
Yeah.
Tell us about your new song that just dropped. We got over here on the Tune Visions app.
So put it up on me. That's with Black Folk Inc. And that was a song that I wanted to. I've been wanting to put it out in a good way. Um, and it's a different vibe, And it was a song that was actually inspired somewhat by Ying twins,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of their vibe. We just kind of updated it. So I put that out and really just wanted to do something for the clubs, do something to make people party and dance, and I think it does what it needs to do. I I I like the female hook on it. It was a song that I've been sitting on for a while, so it was great to kind of get it out there,
Mm-hmm.
and get it heard. So yeah, it's dope.
Definitely, man. It's a fun song. It's a fun
Yeah,
song.
appreciate
I
it.
see you got the girl dancing out there in the video. How'd you put that together?
Oh, the twerk little video.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just network, man. I like to. I'm a man. I like to be on this Instagram and on this social media, this Twitter, and I just network with these women that are able to do that and want to do that. So that was great.
Now,
I
how do you go about selecting? Cause is that also her for the cover? How'd you get the cover? Is that the same
oh now the
same
cover.
model?
No, I wish it was,
Okay.
because I wish, but the great thing about it was I knew that I wanted somebody to match what I did for the cover, because a lot of times I think with that cover I do a lot of my own covers as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of me learning a lot of different stuff. So I think somebody helped me with that cover in particular, but I touched it up and I wanted it to match her, as a matter of fact. So I wanted that to kind of go with what the vibe of the video, what the vibe of the cover was. So I just like to do these covers just to kind of. I'll do a cover for a song that might not even be finished yet, but it'll have you give me something to work towards. So that was one of those songs where, and one of those covers where I did that and I worked towards, okay, what's a song that's gonna fit this mode of what this cover is. So
Definitely, man. I was over there trying to match up the tattoos on the cover
okay,
and the
okay,
video.
now
You
yeah, that
know.
okay. So there it worked. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that worked. But yeah,
So in
that's
your
that's a good,
audition process, you held up the cover and you had some asses next to
exactly.
it.
I need you, and you. So
Yeah.
and yeah, so and you fit the bill, because I had like five of them that were in the running. I said you. I don't need you to do it. So that worked out great. That worked out great. So yeah, that's just my. I'm not
Now,
gonna
do
say
you?
collect, but just met a lot of different women that I can have on standby to do certain things like that for me.
That's the perks of the music business, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Definitely. Now, do you feel like that's part of the process of being a music producer, as far as being a publicist, picking the artwork, as far as you being a solo act? Do you feel like that goes into it, or is that just something that you add your own personal flavor in what you're doing?
It's a little bit of both. I like to do it just because it's if I'm not in a music creating mode, or if I'm not in promotion mode, I like to do something just to keep me moving. So I can get somebody to do covers or do different things like that, but at the same time, it just gives me something that's just to keep my creative juices flowing. And going to what you're saying about being a solo act, I've you know I've put myself in a position where I'm not, as a producer, um, I've had to learn and put on a lot of different hats. So, like
Mm-hmm.
for instance, right before uh, I got on this interview, I'm doing some consulting work with a label that's putting out a gospel album with the late Rance Allen. So I've been helping that gentleman put out this single that'll be out on March the 4th. But I wouldn't been able to do that if I hadn't been learning the game slowly, picking up different things and learning different things that I can pass on to other people. Now I'm in the process of getting me. I have a team of people that do certain things, but I want somebody that can. I'm looking like for like a virtual assistant that I can kind of delegate more things to. Um, just because the people that I have are like photographers and different things like that. Um, but you, I just feel like now I need to focus on this music. I got a lot. I feel like I want to put out so much more music at a fast rate. So I've put out maybe 3 singles in the past since the end of November,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to double that. So I know that for me to do that at that rate and make sure that nothing, I don't miss anything, I'm gonna definitely have to include more people that can fill those certain roles that the other people that I have on the team can't. So that if that means social media, if that means doing covers and doing stuff like that, just to keep that pace, and then as well as the other artists that I work with, I've been so I guess like people want me to manage them as well. So
Mm-hmm.
filling these different hats, I just want to make sure that whatever I do, whatever endeavor I'm able to give it as much attention as possible. I don't want to be what is it, jack of all trades, master of none.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to really do as much as I can, uh, successfully and efficiently as possible.
Yeah, that definitely is a hurdle for creators in general and,
Yeah,
creative people is
yeah,
having all these ideas
yeah,
but not being able to do them all yourself.
exactly. And what where it hurt me was I was really doing well with I was like doing the TikTok. I said I'm gonna go ahead and get on. I'm doing 2-3 videos a day, different things like that. But then, when I had to switch, has to go into promotion mode or something like that, something fell to the wayside. So that was one
Mm-hmm.
of the indicators where I was like, okay, there's certain things that I have to do. I'm the only person that can do a video about me. You know what I mean? So a TikTok video or something like that. But there's other things that
Mm-hmm.
can really be delegated. Even though I can do this, I'm capable. I know that for me, when I switch to those different aspects, I'm gonna need somebody to feel that, so I can stay on my grind on this other thing. So
Definitely. You got Walter and you got Extraordinaire.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
man. Now, do you feel like that character of Extraordinaire is that close to Walter, or is that something that you're trying to make a total dichotomy on?
Because I look at it like it's definitely it's an outlet for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives me the outlet to just say whatever the fuck I want to say. I can cuss on
Mm-hmm.
this. I mean, I could. If we've been on here 30 minutes, I could have been cussing the whole time. I can talk shit. It's extraordinary. I can. But really, and all jokes aside, with extraordinary, it's about the production for me. When I do Walter Lee, it's about the bars. You know what I'm saying? It's about what I'm saying in the that so that gave me the outlet when I'm doing that with Circuit 94. Now, of course, what I'm seeing is really I have to combine both of those,
Mm-hmm.
just because uh, it's the branding and all that stuff. But um, so when I'm doing Extraordinaire, it's I'm really just trying to really just it's like demos for me for my production. Even though I might have some great um, features on there or other artists on there with me or whatever like that. It's I feel like it's more to get my production heard and do different things, and give me uh that platform to do that. But at the same time, I do say I get to talk a lot of shit as extraordinaire. So I really I appreciate having that platform and that arm to do that with.
Yeah, like you were saying, Walter got producing gospel songs and extraordinaire over here. Songs were too short. Talking pimping ain't
Exactly,
easy.
exactly, exactly. So I got so you just got to find that nice little point where you can get everything done and feel comfortable in doing it. So yeah, you got to have that because extraordinary. I'm just now, like I said, I was just working with these gospel artists, and
Hmm.
I was like, oh, this business address goes to extraordinary stuff. I'm like, I hope they don't see that. So it's crazy, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy, but I figure out a way to do it.
that's when you got to come in as Walter.
Exactly. Hey, how you doing? I'm Walt. How you doing? And then walk out the door. This motherfucker got me fucked up, bruh. Fucked all the way up, bruh. But yeah, so and that's one of the good things about me. I think I got a little bit of both of them in me as a person anyway. So I
Hmm.
got jokes and I trip and do all that stuff, but then I can get down to business, in the same breath. So anybody that I work with, I try to keep it light as possible, even though I mean, it gets tense. Anytime you're
Hmm.
doing anything that you're passionate about, it's going to be tense. But I try to keep it light. I try to keep the jokes, and that's the extraordinary side. And the business side is Walter Lee. I kind of just blend those things in and make things happen. So.
Now, taking it back to the day, man, back when you were, heavy into performing out there on the road, is there any situations where Extraordinaire was in that Walter was not ready for?
So yeah, it's just been times where I was overwhelmed. Like the times we were with Yin Yang twins on the road, it would be times where I was like, "Oh man, I need to step back. We doing a lot, bruh." And I regret that now because I mean, yeah, they had it
Mm.
lit. Those boys had it lit. But at the same time, it's all this learning experiences. It was just we did, we've done so many, open for so many acts, and
Hmm.
uh we opened for Trina, and she is on point, to say the least, as far as everything. So uh to meet her, and I wanted to be extraordinary, but Walter was like, hey, you
Walter
know
came out.
yeah, hey guy, hey Trina, you're great.
Can I get a
That's
hug?
how I felt anyway. But it's people like that that will humble you. You know what I
Uh
mean?
huh.
So I'm glad that I can. I don't. I just okay. This I'm gonna go there. So like I just watched the Kanye thing that
Hmm.
he just dropped, and it's great. But but to an extent, Kanye was still kind of shy, even though he had his ego. It was a lot of
Hmm.
times where you could kind of see the awkwardness and all that stuff. So it lets me know I'm in good company because I was like I could see a lot of myself in him. Uh,
Extroverted introvert.
yeah, exactly. I can, I'm a big yeah. I'm an introvert till I'm not. I can be an extrovert real quick, and then I can just you know dip back in and get into my zone where I want to make music and think about think about lyrics or whatever I'm gonna say and different things like that. So
Definitely. Do
yeah,
you ever envy those rappers that don't produce? Don't they just go out there and perform, man, just eating it up?
it's crazy because a lot of times, like when I'm work, one of my frustrations, and I had to just kind of temper it, was people do what they want to do, not what they need to do. So
Hmm.
that's like, you know, my partner could come in here and he just write his rhyme. He'll write it on the spot and then he'll leave. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here at the studio, and wherever we're recording or doing anything, and I'm
Hmm.
still trying to get the snare right, trying to working with an engineer to try to get things right. Uh, so I there is a slight envy in that, but I love what I'm doing. Of course I think you would want. It's great to collaborate. For me, I love to collaborate. So when I find people that are like minded, that's always great because two heads are better than one, and you can also it gives you something to build off of. I'm not into doing a I'm not into the credit and all that stuff. I'm just into making the best piece of art that I can make.
Definitely.
So like I did a project as Walter Lee with DJ Pocket out of Atlanta, and he produces a lot of hip hop artists like Count Bass D and Rise Intelligent from Poor Righteous Teachers. A lot of different MC Shane. He's done a lot of hip hop stuff. So, and I really appreciated that project because I didn't have to take the front seat.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I had somebody that I could share those duties with. I could focus on my bars just as much as I focus on the snare on my track. So uh, I look for those kind of experiences when I collaborate with people.
Definitely. Those long nights in the studio, man. Sometimes the performer come in, do
Yeah,
they little 5 minutes, fall asleep.
exactly.
You know, what's some crazy times you've had in the studio, man? Those long nights.
Okay, I was just thinking about this story. You say it's a safe place. I remember
Hmm.
going to pick up a singer and bringing it to the studio just so all the guys in the studio could. This is wrong.
Hmm. Go
I get
ahead.
me too. Now they ran a
Go
train on her.
ahead.
They ran a train on her. I was
Hmm.
like,
Did she perform the track after that?
she did sing on the song, but I
Okay.
was like, like
At least she
look,
got the job done.
she got the job done. She really got the job done. Don't me too me. And people listen, please don't me too me. I'm just telling you stories of this crazy stuff.
Safe
I
place,
ju- it,
man.
I just happened to think about this the other day. I was like, I really went up there and picked that girl up, and they just but she was willing to do it, and I'm not trying to degrade anybody, just in case. I'm not trying to be me too.
She's on the other side of the story. Like, I remember that time I was in the room with all them rappers, man. I had a
Rapper,
great time.
I had a great time. I wonder why Walt didn't come in there. He was the one, my dumb ass. I'm the
He had to
driver.
turn into extraordinaire.
Exactly. I'm in the studio trying to mix a track. They in there having a great time. But that's where I'm at. But she was, yeah. But I was just thinking about that, But all jokes aside, that was a
Yes.
real story. Those
The,
things happen in the studio, um,
the
and
music business, man.
this is the music business. So, but just being in the studio with different artists and just creating and making songs and forming like this those eureka moments where it's like, oh, everything is just clicking.
Hmm.
I can go into those kind of stories, but the stories where we got those artists in there and the magic happens and they see it and it just starts falling into place. um
Yeah,
and
you're partying for like 3, 4 hours, and then like 4 or 5 in the morning, you got that hit song.
it got a hit song. It's like, oh, I see what you're doing now. Because it's
Hmm.
been times where my process of doing things, they're like, I don't. And by the time it's over, they're like, oh, okay. Let me just shut the hell up. You know what you're doing. So it's always a process to it. And it might mean you have some females in there, dancing and doing things. Or, it just, you go out in the party and get that vibe. I always love to do that whether it be a strip club, the club, the
Hmm.
vibe to the music, that just now I'm finna go hard. And I didn't get that at first. I used to be like, man, if artists want to work, I want to work. But that vibe, getting that vibe and get that zone and getting that inspiration and feeling that beat and seeing how people react um, is great. So, like for instance, I do mixes for my gym,
Hmm.
and the guy that I do it for, he teaches classes. So it's great for me to do those mixes and see how the people that are working out react to certain songs, which songs motivate them to go harder, in the gym, and that gives me inspiration when I get behind the board. So it's like I said, I know we're talking
It
about
gets the
those
people
great.
going.
Yeah, exactly. So we're talking about those experiences in the studio. I mean, like I said, it's been crazy ones, like with the females and different
Hmm.
stuff like that, and vibing with the artists. But then it's also those times where you get to create and see it from point A to point Z and all those places in between. And I mean, that's just as great experience for me. It really is.
Definitely, or hear the song, or know where that portion of the song came from. Can remember that exact moment, where it was
Exactly.
inspired from. Those are some
Exactly.
magical moments.
And then on the flip side, like the best songs for me are the songs this written are the songs I don't even remember writing. Like, damn,
Hmm.
did I write that?
Yep.
Damn, I'm dope. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Okay, I wrote that, and hearing it, like, I don't even remember. And that's when I get spiritual. I'm like, okay, God, stepped in with my pen and got me through that because I don't remember. Like certain songs you struggle with. I remember like, and overthinking it. But when those songs just write themselves, when those beats just write themselves, that's the greatest feeling. That is the
Definitely.
greatest feeling. Yeah.
Like writing in your bed, you just
Yeah,
get
exactly.
up, make a
I,
song. That's it's easier nowadays with just technology and how it's come.
exactly.
You can have
Exactly.
a mic arm on your bedpost if you really wanted to, and pull the mic
Exactly.
down.
Exactly. I mean, it's so. I was talking with. I did a song called "Beautiful One" with the artist, with artist named Tilmo, and then a female artist by the name of Tanyelle. And I got with her, and we were just talking this past Sunday, and she was saying I do I demo songs into my phone, send it to the producer, and I was listening to her. I was like, man, this sounds just as she had a mic, but a decent mic, but it was just all recording to her phone. And she sends it off and cuts it right there. So the technology is there. There's really no excuse not to do music or put it out and get quality now.
Yeah.
When I started, it was 4 tracks and
Hmm.
uh, cheap mics, and I mean, I go back even further. When I started, it was we did songs in one take.
You had to,
You had
unless
to.
you was gonna re-record over the tape.
Exactly. So we had to do that song in one take. I mean, three rappers. If that third rapper messed up, we had to start over from the beginning.
Hmm.
So that was and now that it's limitless of how of the ways, nearly limitless of how the ways that you can get your music created and heard.
Yeah, there's no
So,
excuse.
yeah, there's really
There
no
really is.
excuse.
It
Yeah,
really just not. Now it's really, which is a lot of people are starting to realize it's more so on your marketing now. It
yeah,
really isn't, and that's what a lot of, I guess, older people in the game, like, they don't realize why the quality of music has went down, because they can just crank this out. They're not
exactly,
really worried about it. They can just get this music out, and just market.
exactly, exactly. And that's been so me coming from seeing that where people would drop a album every 2 years or something like that, to going to where it's singles, albums, uh it's been like, okay, wrapping my mind around it, because I have the songs. That's not the problem, but it's just more because I always record, but it's like I really want to put it out in a certain format
Hmm.
that uh, might not fall into place with how people will accept it. So I've been doing a lot of singles, but I've been really prepping uh, albums, EPs, different things that I want to put out that really mm, tell a story, or set a mood. So
Hmm.
that's where I'm with it now. So
Yeah, they don't have attention span for it,
is
and
they
I feel
really
like
don't. They
You
really don't.
cherish your music too much to where you get behind because they're just dropping, meaningless projects.
Exactly, exactly. So I want to be able to balance it. So I, I have a lot of songs that are like 4 minutes long, and I'm like,
Hmm.
they're not gonna. And then I've started making, I've been making songs that are shorter.
Yeah,
That's
you can
because of
drop that to
attention
two,
span. You
two.
have to, yeah, you have to. Those two, 2 minute songs, no more than 3 minutes. But I've got a lot of songs that I have to put out as they. I'm not gonna edit them down, and that's how But I know that they might not get to the end of the song. But I try to make it. That's the challenge for me too, to make those songs interesting enough to where they want to hear it to the end. So that's the challenge. Doing that.
That's an uphill battle.
Exactly. It really is.
I
But
think I've seen a release of a minute 30 song.
exactly. Exactly. And
Those
I've
would be
got
skits back in the day on a whole album.
is exactly. So I've got like videos and different things for songs that are. It is weird for me because I got a song now that I'm planning on releasing later in the year, next couple of months. That I mean, I did 8 bars, hook 8 bars, and and it's kind of done. It's a 2 minute song, and I got a couple of songs like that, and it's just like I feel like I'm cheating like it's not,
Hmm.
but it's just me fixing my mind to understand this is how attention spans are, working in that format and just adjusting. uh
You could do a
yeah
six
those mi-
bar. You could do a
yeah
six
exactly. I
bar
did six
hook,
bars, I'm out.
6 bar hook, and that'd be the song.
So, and I say this, I'm working with a
And
circuit
that's how you
94.
get people to keep playing it
Yeah,
because they want to
exactly.
hear more.
Exactly. So I like Griselda and the more hip hop guys. So I'm gonna
Hmm.
end up doing a project with Circuit 94.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
and we're in the process of doing that. It's gonna be called Cancel Culture, I believe.
Mm.
And so we were just vibing. We've gotten together about twice just to vibe because my partner that I do that mainly with is in Nashville. And
Mm.
I'm in the city, Chattanooga, just south of there. But
Cashville.
yeah, Cashville. That's where I was born, and went to school at MTSU, and I met him there. But so he was like, "Man, really, you can just give him a verse, be out." And
Hmm.
it's like, I want to do, I want to do at least 2 verses and something. But it's like I have to wrap my head around it to do it. So even though I've done 6 songs towards the project, it's really wrapping my head around. Okay, I can do shorter songs now.
Yep.
I can just do a verse,
Hmm.
and I just come from a ideology, a train of thought where I don't want to. If when I'm thinking when I'm thinking writing and being a lyricist, I want to put my lyrics over the best beat, or those words are not going to mean anything. So I still have to get my mind out of that. I mean, I still
Well,
want the
think of
best
your
beats.
bars like money. It's like
Exactly,
inflation.
exactly,
Your bars. I mean, you can make a 15-second song since you got a bunch of bars. Now you got like 30 releases on 15-second, clips of you
exactly,
rapping. You know.
exactly, exactly. So it's just wrapping my mind around that. So I'm gonna be getting back into that mode here shortly because I've been writing for it. I've got rhymes and I just got to match the beats up to it. So I'm looking forward to just getting in the studio and working on that project. But um, doing that and then that same mindset for doing stuff as extraordinaire because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm doing them as demos. I'm doing,
Hmm.
but I'm doing extraordinaire. It's really, I want to, I'm gonna do this, and it's a demonstration of what I can do if somebody's rapping like this. Like, that's kind of how I look at it, and that takes me out of. I don't have to worry about being Jay-Z or Nas and having the hottest bars, or whoever the Corday or any, what I'm saying, J. Cole. I don't have to. I'm not competing with that. I'm just competing with trying to make the best song.
Yeah,
Whereas
and
when I
even
do this,
even they are getting not even getting the respect that they deserve out here, because
exactly,
they're doing too much in
yeah,
people's eyes.
exactly, exactly, exactly. So it's one of those things where you want to you want to stay true to yourself, and what you stand on, but then you have to realize, okay, this is what the market wants,
Hmm.
and just adapting, and then and still staying true to what you want to do, you know. So you're right, yeah, they saying they doing too much, and it's like, they ain't even that I know they can
Yeah.
do more. It's like, for instance, I'll give you a quick example. Like, and J. Cole did the freestyles on
Hmm.
those freestyles. He said something Cosby sleep, and it's like, there's a lot of stuff. You're like, okay, and then you hear the album. And it's like, not that the album was bad, but I was like, I want more of what he did on that freestyle.
Yeah, you want the more introspective J. Cole.
Exactly, exactly. So, and that's just an example. I'm not saying that either way, but I'm just saying that's an example of how it kind of, you know, uh, it balances out sometimes. But it's always a work in progress. And like I said, it's a puzzle. I always look forward to figuring out those pieces and putting that puzzle together.
Definitely, definitely, man. And we gotta realize, like, it's companies out here that have whole teams together on that 30 seconds. That 30
Yeah,
seconds. They got 50, 60 people working on 30 seconds.
yeah, exactly, exactly. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's crazy because I'm sitting here like I'm basically, if I do collaborate with somebody, it's me and that person collaborating, competing against a song that's had 50 people,
Mm-hmm.
making that 30 seconds hot. So, but I mean, I look forward to, because I write all my raps and all that stuff. I might have
Mm-hmm.
somebody, of course, I might pull somebody in for hooks and all that stuff. But then when you think about, okay, uh, the people that I'm aspiring towards, they have people that help them write and do all that stuff, and uh, it just makes you kind of just take a step back. Of course, like with production, it's I will bring somebody in to play keys if I need, or play bass, or different different instruments or whatever, if it's something that needs to be done intricately. But yeah, with the writing, I like to just write myself. And then, but like I said, and I'm not downing Kanye or Drake for having other people. It's actually, it's the music business, so I get it. And
Mm-hmm.
it takes a while. I can't say that to everybody, because everybody will be like, oh no, he's they're suckers, they selling out. But when you start putting out your music yourself, because I've been independent now for past 4 years, um, you start understanding, okay, it just makes more sense to do it like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I said, uh, I don't mind sharing the the reward of anything. I guess it's just that being a writer, coming up in the era where that meant something, it's still, I can say it doesn't matter, but in my mind, it's still something I have to work towards. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, but yeah, no, it makes sense, but so
Mm-hmm.
that internal thing.
You basically gotta make, jingles now, just
Yeah,
about.
yeah, you really do, you really do. So like, I'm in the process of I'm gonna do some videos, and
Mm-hmm.
I know one of the songs, and so I'm like, I'm gonna do three videos, and one of them I just want to be straight bars and all that. But then the third song, it's got to be a jingle. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something super simple, two
Or if
minutes.
you do the longer songs, make a trailer to the song.
Hmm. Yeah, because a lot of those songs that I'm working towards, I don't really think. No, I mean, two verses, maybe eight, 12 bars a piece, and that's
Hmm.
really stretching it nowadays.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's weird.
You can
Yeah,
split that 8 bars into two fours and put a hook in between them.
exactly. And that's what I did with this other song. And it's crazy because it was a song that I wrote it quick and then shot the video, and I was just like, wow. I mean, it works, but wow. And so for instance, I did the thing where usually I'll sit and write the rap, and I think I did that with the first verse. The second verse I kind of did that, but then I also just not necessarily punch the lines in, but I
Hmm.
just kind of I think I freestyled the last part, kept it, and then went back and did it, cleaned it up,
Yep.
and just experimenting with that kind of thing because I mean it's really a vibe. It's more about a vibe, you know, catching that vibe, and that's why when you say jingles are nothing but like little quick little vibes to get you to buy something
Hmm.
and put your mind in a certain emotional state to where you can you connect with it and buy it, so
Yeah,
that
like they cereal rappers now. They
exactly
it's like
exactly
cereal.
exactly exactly. So get you a little jingle and and go with that. So it's kind of fun me experimenting with styles that are simpler, but me
Hmm.
still trying to make it complex enough for me to be like, yeah, I did that, you know. So that's fun because then I'll listen. Like, so if I was working on this mix last night, for the gym that I go to, as a matter of fact, and so I'll just listen to the songs and listen to because I he'll pick out a majority of the songs, and then
Hmm.
I'll just make them do what they do. So I'll listen to it and I'll be like, oh, okay, okay. And even though I didn't, I would have been in class today to just to vibe with them. I just like to see that vibe. Like it'll just be like the simplest stuff. Like for like Meg the Stallion. Like when some of her songs come on, the ladies just be like, "Ooh," they doing
Hmm.
it, and it's like, okay, I get it, I get it. You know what I mean?
Her ad libs. That's some
Yeah,
of my
ad
favorite
libs,
parts of the rap. Yeah.
exactly. So you have to appreciate. Here's the thing: you don't appreciate it until you're in the club or you're at the gym or you're
Hmm.
like if you just riding around, it's easy to say this is garbage,
Yep.
but then when you see how, and I'm not saying it's garbage, I'm just saying I know people that would say that,
Yeah, it's
but
not getting you moving, but
yeah,
if it gets the
exactly,
ladies moving, you're like,
it's getting
okay,
the ladies moving, you like,
it has
oh,
its
okay,
uses.
it has its use, and so it's extraordinaire. That just gives me license to, okay, I'm gonna make something. You know, it it gives me something to, even though I'm gonna still do songs like I did with Killer Mike, where we just talking
Hmm.
shit, and that was just for the, but it's like that's the challenge. Like, okay, I want to make something that they will gravitate to, that has enough of me in it to where I feel like I said something and it's still simple. Now that's the tall order. That's a tall as fuck order.
Yeah,
But I
that's
I
the real
like the,
art in it now.
yeah, exactly. But I dig the challenge of it. It gives me something to think about it. So and that's when that the introvert of me comes out. Even though I'm extraordinary, that extrovert, the introvert is thinking about how can I do this? How does that work? What's the formula that I can work on the science of it to make it work? So that's just appealing to me. That's just fun for me. To make something as simple as a simple song and make it I just complicate it
It's
for
like
fun.
making diamonds, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah, exactly.
compress all that material down
Yeah,
and you make it shine.
make it shine. Definitely. Just make it shine and do what it do, man. So yeah, that's what I kind of do. I just kind of put myself in that position to learn and put it together and see what comes of it.
Definitely, man, a music producer. Now
Yeah.
going forward, and 2022 and the next coming of years, where do you see yourself going, man? With your music pushes, out here doing interviews. I mean, what's your big plans? You got anything coming soon?
Yeah. So I what I've been doing is I've just been setting up to kind of just keep my momentum going. And by doing that, I mean I'm gonna put myself in a position where I've got my songs lined up, and just coming out, and that's working. Cause I got so many ideas. I got so many ideas for videos and different things like that that I'm excited about getting those out. But on the flip side, as a producer, I am working with and looking to work with other artists and get them out. With Circuit 94 Beats, I've got a project with an artist by the name of Paco called Unmatched Spirit, that we've been working on, and that's a different vibe. It's lyrical and it's got some good conscious thoughts in it, so I'm excited about that. Um, I've been working with a lot of other artists like OZ Wild Out and Tony Grand's out in LA and Rasta World and Bilo Brown and uh, just a lot of people that I'm just excited about putting that music out. So I'm looking forward to getting out and doing some more shows now that things are kind of slowed down, and because it was a time where I was just kind of like, I don't think I want to be out, but I think um, I've been lucky, knock on wood, I haven't had COVID or anything,
Hmm.
these 2 years. So I feel like, okay, maybe I've been too cautious. I need to get out and do some things. So I'm excited about doing that, getting back out and just meeting people and vibing to music in that atmosphere.
Definitely,
So
yeah. Getting out here, man, and
yeah,
like you said, seeing how different records affect the crowd, really, because you don't really know. Like, you might like a song, and your crew might like a song, but that's y'all sound. You don't
exactly,
really know till you get it out there to the people and see how they react to it.
exactly. So and that brings me up. I've been working with an artist out of Nashville called named Crisis the Rhyme Dine, and we're working on a project together. And so we don't know. It's crazy because he does want to do an album, and I'm like, maybe we should do two EPs, some singles, different things like that. But just because of the attention span. But what's great um, is taking me out of. It's putting me into a different zone of how to look at the music, how to because he has a vibe coming out of Nashville that's kind of akin to Memphis,
Hmm.
whereas me, I'm more akin to, even though Memphis is part of it, Atlanta. Me is kind
Yeah,
of okay. I'm close to Atlanta and
still got
if,
that southern feel.
exactly. So we've been working on that, and I want to do a couple more songs and some videos, and then put that out as well. Um, so I'm hoping by summer we can have that together. And we've been
Now,
working on that. We've been working on that, so I'm excited about that project as well.
now, as far as your imagery for your videos, what's some of your inspiration on what do you choose to depict in your videos? The song you pick, is it usually a single, or do you usually, throw in maybe a couple of three or four songs in your video, kind of like how 50 Cent used to do? He'll throw a beginning of a song, go into the video, and then at the end throw a whole nother song. You be like, oh, what was that?
Oh yeah, exactly. So I've been working on several videos, and I want to do. I've got a couple of things that I do want to do. Some things where it takes you aback, and we don't get a lot of that. I don't feel like there's a lot of that. It might be some stuff out there, but I just want to do some stuff where, oh, wait a minute, he did this, he did that.
Hmm.
And that you might get a couple of surprises in these videos. So just be looking out for them. I got a few in the bag, and I kind of want to just um get those locked in, and then just start firing them out. So with the imagery, so it just depends on the song. Um, so I got one song where I'm like a spiritual guru in the '60s, or
Mm-hmm.
some is just gonna be just chill vibe and different stuff. Then a lot of these videos, I don't want to let the cat out the bag too quick, but I'm doing some throwback stuff. I'm doing uh some meta stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to do some things that I don't see. I just want to do some ideas that I don't see or I don't see enough of. And
Definitely.
then as well as, you know, all that, and then I'm gonna still do some simple videos that are, that'll get the point across and get the song heard. So that's been fun too. So like I said, I'm planning on doing a couple of videos in Atlanta, uh, and then Nashville. And so I've been in the planning process, pre-production process for those, and it's just fun because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. It's just a lot of surprises that I'm trying to put together, so people be like, oh, so just everybody just stay tuned because it's gonna be some shit. It's gonna be the shit.
Extraordinaire. But
Yeah,
speaking about videos, man, you said you were doing mixes for your gym. I see you got some food videos. You think about, you a foodie?
I am a foodie. Like if I anywhere I go, I will go to, if I'm out of town, I'm trying to find the best restaurants and say I have to work out. That's why I have
Mm-hmm.
to work out because I I'll be out of shape if the way I like to eat. And then, so anytime I go out of town, I'm trying to find the best restaurants. My partner, when I'm with him, if he comes this way, if I go up his way, we trying to find different restaurants in between working in the studio. Um, so that is what I am a foodie. That's a long way of saying yes, I'm a foodie.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Now, what type of food do you like to eat in the studio, man? While you working
okay,
them
well
long
I'm in the
hours?
studio. Um, I I'll have, and here's the thing, I'll try to eat right when I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
studio.
It's hard,
Uh,
man.
it's hard. I remember even in the class, the professor was like, you're gonna be working in there long hours. You want to just try to eat healthy, and all that. So, I'll have like now I will have my sweets, my M&Ms, and whatever like that. And that's just been like I want to cut it off, but man, I got to have some every once in a while. My sweets, but I'll try to eat something healthy. I do meal preps and all that stuff as well. So even though I'm a foodie, I try to balance it. Try to eat healthy, have things that'll keep me going. So I'll do,
Have you tried the vegan plant based stuff, man? Like the Impossible Burgers and.
man, they have a place called Slutty Vegan that I need to try, but have I done that? It seems like it was something that I did. Oh, the closest I did go to Chipotle and I did their chorizo plant based. It wasn't as good as the real chorizo. I'm gonna let you know that. But um uh
Did it look like it? I think
it
that's what they go for mostly.
yeah, it looked like it, but I go to a authentic uh burrito place. More, it's
Mm-hmm.
more authentic, and that chorizo be hitting. I was like, nah, this not gonna be a substitute for that. I haven't tried a lot of the Impossible Burgers. I heard they are good. And I do need to kind of slide into that, just for the health benefits, I guess. But nah, not yet. But I do want to try that Slutty Vegan because they talk it up real good.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
The vegan stuff, man, plant based diet is definitely healthy for you, man. I'm just
Nah.
I just need some bacon every now and then, you know.
Exactly. I gave up bacon like 15 years ago. I still eat it though.
You
That's
gave
what's
it up,
crazy. It's like
but you still.
I remember the day I said, "Yeah, this is my last sandwich." I was at Subway. This is my last one. Man, that was 15 years ago. I'm still eating bacon. I'm not, And here's the thing. I think anything in moderation you
Yeah.
should do. Like for instance, they say you're not supposed to do the processed ham and deli stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while I want a hoagie. Every once in a while I want.
Oh, bologna
So
sandwich, man. Just to get
exactly,
back to my
every
roots, you know.
yeah, I got to get back to my roots. So you got to, you just got to do it in moderation. If I know I'm gonna do that, I know, and I know the effects of it. I need to kind of go and get something healthy to go, and
Go with
work
it.
out and balance it out. You know what I'm saying? But
Eat you a
yeah,
double bacon cheeseburger, chase it with some
exactly.
celery.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want the fries. Put the celery. Just give me the celery. That's my. I'll dip that in some ketchup or ranch. So, nah. So yeah, got. You know what I'm saying? But you just got to be aware because I had I had a burrito last night.
Hmm.
And uh, so today I'm gonna have to eat some vegetables and rice and some salmon
Yeah.
or chicken or something like. I have to just say I did that. Now I need to do this. And I
And
had
this comes
like
with
for
balance.
yeah, you gotta have a balance. So, like for instance, I haven't been in the gym this past week just because I've been doing a lot of other stuff, helping put out this project with this guy, helping him do that. But I know that if I'm gonna be doing shows, I want to be in shape because I don't want to be, or I don't want to look sloppy when I'm on stage. So, you just gotta know, you gotta know your limitations. You gotta know where you're going with it, and put yourself in a position to, uh, you know, okay, if I'm gonna eat all this fried fish, I know I'm gonna have to make up for it somewhere else. So yeah, that's a big part of it. So yeah, we still eating bacon over here, brother.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, but we're gonna do it in moderation and find that balance.
Yeah, man. How you go from I mean, that's just the entertainment life, man. I guess we kind of promote not living healthy a lot of the time.
Exactly, exactly. And I mean, and that's the thing. So people, okay, 50 Cent, okay, he's living better now. And he's getting older or whatever. And they talked about him on the thing, but I was like, hey, I mean, he didn't look like he did 20 years ago. He's eating better. He doesn't have to work out as much anymore because he's not performing. But I guess what I took away from that was I want to be ready. He probably didn't get that call until the week before the Super Bowl because nobody knew he was gonna be there. So he wasn't working out. He wasn't he was in his off season of performing and doing all that stuff or whatever the reason may be. But
Hmm.
it was just one of those things where you just got to be it's in this game you got to be ready for when opportunity comes. So yeah, so that was a wake up call. So I ain't been in the studio, but I keep thinking, damn, I'm finna be like 50 if I don't, you know. Then I'm gonna be on stage, and so
Yep. You
yeah,
pushing the rollout now, you know. Once
exactly,
you get booked out there and they like come on through and perform.
exactly. It's just like okay, I'm gonna tell you something. So 2019, I was like, okay, I'm in shape, I'm cut, I'm finna be I'm gonna do these videos, I'm doing them all shirtless.
Hmm.
This was I booked it in like February. So 2020, I booked it in like February 2020. Next thing you know, everybody's talking about they're gonna shut down everything for 2 weeks. And so I canceled the video. And that time afterwards of not being scared to go to the gym and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little fluffy, bro. I'm just gonna keep it
Yeah.
real. Got a little fluffy. I try to do that video. Now, now I just I look sloppy with that shirt off, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You get some
CeeLo used to do
CGI,
it.
Photoshop.
Exactly. They don't know that I was thinking I was looking sexy when I did that. They gonna think that I'm doing it for comedy. You
Or
understand?
do the trick where they just rub a bunch of Vaseline, and you just
Exactly.
hold it tight.
Exactly. I thought I was holding it tight, but then I got the rap. I got the rapping with it too, and like, and I don't. If I'm gonna do the video, I'm gonna
Nah,
actually.
you got a fake rap so you'll lose your
Yeah,
breath.
I should have been like I got a homeboy. He won't sing in the video. He's scared the veins in his neck gonna pop out. But I'm like, no. If I'm gonna perform it, I'm gonna give you the full performance. My dumb
Yeah.
ass. So I'm thinking I'm holding my stomach in. I get the playback. My shit just looking all sloppy and shit. Just
You breathing
everywhere.
hard.
Yeah, I'm breathing hard, but the stomach hanging out. I'm in the middle of the water, thinking yeah, man, I'm gonna get all these hoes, man. Shit,
You gotta
nah,
find you
yeah,
a lookalike, like a Millie
exactly.
Vanilli.
That's when they flash it right down. They go them abs, and then they see me. I'm like, they just see my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I blew it. I blew it. This damn pandemic fucked me up. And now I haven't been in the studio. I'm trying to do these videos. This is my last chance to do it. Like if I can't do it without no shirt, I'm just gonna give up on the sex symbol side of it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. Cause I was man, I was cut, bro. I was like, man, but I was man. And then I got
Then
to
they
eat.
made us all sit down.
Yeah, that she made us sit down and just eat comfort food, macaroni and cheese, fried catfish, everything, hamburgers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but
We all had delivery.
yeah, exactly. DoorDash, come on, DoorDash, bring me some. But not, and
Restaurants you wouldn't even normally go to because you was like, man, I
it,
ain't dealing with that. Now you like, oh,
exactly.
they gonna bring it to the house? Oh
They go
yeah,
right.
Cheesecake
Yeah.
Factory.
Give me some of that cheesecake factory. Yeah, man. So
Right to
it's
the house.
exactly. So that's what ends up happening. You know. It, so it's all so even though I'm preaching moderation, yeah, it got me. And so that's a moment of transparency. It got me, and those videos are still gonna come out, because
Oh, you still gonna release them?
oh well,
Okay.
yeah, I'm still releasing them. That's just gonna be comic release. So I'm like, dang. So I thought I was man. I thought I looked like I look, compared to where I was, where I trained to try to be, yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
a little 50s. I'll take that hit. But I think and I'll just say, I think the videos came out dope. And I think, it'll be great comic relief if anything. Or it could just be nobody ain't going to be paying attention to that because the video's so dope. It's just be
Mm-hmm.
fine tooth combing everything because it's like, yeah, I was doing it because I thought I was, but
Yeah,
yeah,
if Rod Wave can do it, I mean,
exactly,
you know,
exactly. Ain't nobody looking at that.
and he out here singing.
Exactly. He had his yeah,
I
yeah,
always said he like the new Ruben Studdard of the hood.
exactly, exactly. That's how it be though. That's how it be, man. You just gotta do it, man. Some of the stuff that people overthink, ain't nobody studying that. You know what I mean?
Paralysis of the analysis.
Exactly. That's why I say, man, I'm putting this stuff out. You know, it's crazy though, because it's like there's a couple of things where I'm like, oh. Hey bro, could you put it, my editor, yeah, you might want to put another something. But then after a while I was like, uh yeah, keep that because it goes with what I'm trying to do. Man, I need to get this music out so I can really talk about it. I don't want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about it yet, but it's certain things that like I did a homage to somebody, and so when I did it, I was trying to do the younger version of this person. But now, because I let myself go during the pandemic a little bit, I look like the older version of him, where he kind of, on stage looking sloppy. So yeah, so that's
Kind of
some,
like how what's his name? Rick James. I hear
Exactly.
his younger days, and then when he was out there at the BET Awards with
Looking
what's her
sloppy.
name, Tina Marie,
Yeah.
and they was out there singing.
And yeah, he was looking sloppy, but I'm Rick James, bitch.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Look,
Didn't matter. It didn't matter. He just,
y'all done heard the song. Yeah,
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That confidence will get you over. It'll get
yeah,
you, that's all. You just gotta, ride it. I'm extraordinaire. So let me talk my shit. It don't matter if I'm fat or skinny. I'm that shit. I'm that nigga.
yeah.
I'm that nigga. So fat or skinny, sloppy, I'm just gonna Rick James it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Rick James it,
I'm extraordinary, bitch.
I'm a extraordinary bitch. You act like you know. And it's funny. I'm ready. I'm ready to release these videos and kind of. I don't want like it's like I don't even want to say because I might do this video next or this video, but I'm fat in all of them, so it don't matter. So, but it's dope, man. It's gonna be dope, man. All jokes aside, it's just they're dope videos, and yeah, I'm excited about them, man. I'm just gonna uh share them with everybody. I'm like I said, I want to do these last couple of videos,
Mm-hmm.
and then just like clockwork, So I'm just building up my content now, and I'll get back to like when we started talking about the food. I want to do more videos about that, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm
It's a
on
whole
it.
brand, man. Building
Yeah,
your brand.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, man. You
So
get the extraordinary T-shirts. You know.
exactly, I'm finna get my. I had my stuff going, and I'm finna get that back for everybody that was interested. I had a company that was doing it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get that going because I'm gonna have that
Shoot,
with
you could even plug it at the gym you at. Have the
exactly,
extraordinary gym mixtape, and then have the
exactly.
T-shirt with the mixtape sitting in
I
front of
had
your
and I
door.
had people at my gym wearing my shirts,
Mm-hmm.
so I just gotta. I'm in the process of getting that going out because I had the t-shirts and the hoodies and all that stuff. I want to do something different. Um, but I know that there's now kind of a monopoly on the ways to do it. But I'm just trying to look for some different ways to do it, and yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, I had people at the gym wearing my shit and rocking it, and so I'm gonna get that going, and yeah, I'm just excited about that. And
Definitely,
that's
man. Once you get all that rolled out, man, you gotta make sure you get that video over there on Tune Visions, man.
oh yeah, man, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it all to you. I'm in the process. Yeah, because I know by it's March. By April, I will
Mm-hmm.
be rolling out some different things, and then from there throughout the summer, I think I'm just gonna keep it rolling, just keep it rolling, and just keep that momentum going and different things. And the only thing that's really determining of that is the project that I'm doing with Crisis to Rhyme Dime, because if that's something that's gonna come out first, I want to kind of focus on that and not have anything that's kind of obstructing it. I want that to be the focus. So that's the only reason I haven't let the cat out of the bag of some of these things that I'm doing. But I'm telling you, yeah, I'm excited about it. So it's definitely gonna get to y'all. We're gonna get it all to y'all. And bam, it's gonna be some heat. It's gonna be, yeah. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see the response it's gonna get. Because the thing is, I'm taking chances with what I'm doing as far as the videos. Um, and so I'm excited about that because there there's some themes that I'm putting in there, and yeah, it's dope. So I'm excited, man.
Definitely, man. We're excited to have you over here on Tune Visions, man. Is there anything you want to tell the listeners? Anything you want to tell the viewers that watches your content, listen to your music? Any of your fans from back in the day, your current fans, new fans? Anybody that's looking for your music, anybody that hears you for the first time, man. Anything you want to tell them?
Yo, first I just want to thank everybody for riding with me, riding with Black Folk King, Circuit 94 Beats, anybody that I produce, work with. I just want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. I want y'all to be on the lookout for um, all my singles that are out now. From Beautiful One to Put It Up on Me to CHATTANOOGA to all those singles that I've been releasing. Look forward to these videos. Look forward to projects with Crisis the Rhyme Don. Look forward to projects with Paco, Unmatched Spirit, that's dropping in April. Look forward to I'm doing the project. I'm assisting. I'm consulting project for the late Rance Allen. That's coming out March the 4th. Just do the history on him. He's a gospel singer that passed away a few years ago, but um, has some songs that will be released, and that's up for pre-order now. Um, like I said, Circuit 94 in the works. I'm just letting the cat out of the bag. It's called Cancel Culture. Just be on the lookout for that. I just want to shout out Chill Mode, Tanielle, everybody that I collaborated with from Belo Brown to OG Wild Out to Black Folk Inc., my crew. And I just want to thank Tune Vision for giving me the opportunity to talk with y'all and look forward to, all the content that y'all give. And I'll be shooting out more content, more content. I'm finna put myself in a position just to shoot these videos, drop more heat. I'm extraordinary the great. Everybody knows that I'm finna talk my shit for these last 2 seconds and then say peace.
Go ahead, man. This been Tune Visions, talk your shit extraordinaire. Let's see
Yes,
what you
sir.
got, man. This Tune Visions, your host AJ. Lead us out extraordinaire. What you got?
Yo, y'all can play that. I heard y'all playing that Pimpin' Ain't Easy with Too Short.
Yeah,
Y'all can
man.
play with that. Man, listen, I got some shit that I'm sitting on. I can't wait for y'all to hear. Some collaborations. I got so many dope collaborations that I want to let out the bag. But y'all stay tuned because they'll be coming out real soon. So
For
ride
sure.
out, yeah, ride out with some heat, what y'all got, whatever. And thank y'all for having me.
You are now tuned into Tune Vision. The look of music.